I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh yeah, it worked. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I missed this. Wasn't understood for the Telegram link. I typed it in. Oh yeah. You have to have Telegram installed. But there shouldn't be a TG link. There shouldn't be a TG protocol attached to that. There might be. I don't know. If you have Telegram installed, are you even there, actually? Maybe not. That's a good question. I don't know, because everybody who was there is no longer there. So, if you are still there, Andy, let me know. This stream. All right, cool. People are back, coming back. Nice. All right, so I got the other stream processing. So I can now do this without having to like lose time on the editing front. I'm still losing time on editing because I started 2 hours late, but that's not important. I mean, it is, but anyway. Oh, I'm out of water. Oh, that's disappointing. All right, cool. So, Andy, if you just go to Telegram and send the message to yourself, just type in @TuxDigital to yourself, and like the little saved messages thing, and then click that. It'll take you to the group, because @TuxDigital is just like the regular group. You are welcome. I'm going to try something. Wait, what? What? Oh, okay. Weird. Oh, that's cool. That might work. So first, the shirt, it's great. I got one. It's awesome. Anyway. These are the, nope, here. What? Okay, I'll just use the other hand. The channel social media stuff, if you care. Would that work? I don't think so. Well, we can try this instead. Bam. Messages. Oh, wow, that just popped in really quick. Bam. Mark, no, I definitely was not. No, I was not. Can we post links too? No, unfortunately, YouTube has this limit where the only way to post links is to be a mod. It's just some weird live chat YouTube thing. All right. So this stream has the live chat and stuff. Because this is the show after show. I should have done this actually like a couple hours ago. At least an hour ago. Oh, yeah, that doesn't work. You see the whole zoom out thing. I think about that. That don't work. More zooming. Welcome to the stream, Chris. I think people who hate any project that's doing stuff for the community, like an open source thing, is ridiculous and silly. So, there are some projects that do things because they don't like they're doing it out of like hate. There are things that do that. Like some projects, if you just ask them a question, they just throw hate at you for no reason. Like there's those exist, and I understand why people don't like those. But like a project is because you don't like what they're doing, you don't like their goals, you don't like their approach to stuff. Like that's ridiculous. So I don't like it at all. It's I don't know, it's just nonsense. Welcome to the stream, Mark. Yep, after showtime, after hour show. Because the other show is actually processing right now, so like next time, if I next time I'm gonna do it where I do the stream, then I'm gonna stop the stream, then I'm gonna start the stream back up and do it like I just did, except I'll do it like sooner rather than the 3 hours go by. I'll do it like 2 hours and then do this. I agree, Andy. And Jansu, I think that's true too. The mentality has been, it's because there are more people, essentially. It used to be like an elitist niche thing, but because there's more people, there's more reasonable people as well, just by inherently how many more people are there. I think the people who would in the past used to say that kind of thing still do. I think they would still do it anyway. I don't think they would change. I just think that There are some people who probably would have changed or whatever, but I think the majority of them didn't. There's just so many more people that it's kind of like, I don't know, buried the hatred and stuff. I mean, there's still some people. There's some projects that are just awful. There's some people who like still hate for no reason, but you know, can't stop it all, I guess. Why Microsoft did not develop Internet Explorer? Why was it always bad? Because they didn't care. For the first, I don't know, like 10 years of Internet Explorer, there wasn't any competition. So like Mosaic browser and the Netscape browser, they didn't really have competition. Like they were there, but they weren't really big. So Internet Explorer didn't care. Microsoft didn't have to care, so they didn't do it. And whereas the opposite was, when Firefox came around, then they realized, oh crap, we have to do something now. But prior to that, they didn't have to care, so they didn't. They only innovate when they have to. And Mark, I don't have a problem with respins. I just want people to use the term correctly, sir. You know who you are. I'm not saying anyone specifically or anything. The only thing I hate is sushi. I actually like sushi. Sushi's good. Certain kinds of sushi. Some sushi is disgusting. Some is fantastic. Microsoft was the first respinner. They did take Mosaic, didn't they? Wasn't it Mosaic they bought and took over and made Internet Explorer from it? Or was it something else? They took something that I forgot what it was. Point one. It doesn't have to be point one. It can be something else. Oh, it did that again. I did the whole. I forgot. I gotta figure out a way to do that. Yeah, some business apps that still do that. It's ridiculous. It was Mosaic that got turned into Netscape. I see. I don't remember what it was. Um, there's an app. There's a weather applet. I don't remember what it's called. You can also use Conky. As far as like services that you should use in those things, Weather Underground. Like if you can find something that supports Weather Underground, that is the best option. Because Weather Underground is fantastic. Incremental improvements every few months with brand new marketing names. Yep. Re-release Linux? No. Right, but I know Netscape became Firefox through also the Phoenix and the Firebird section and stuff like that. But I was like, would Mosaic become Netscape or no? I don't know. Or was Mosaic became something happened where it became Internet Explorer was built from that. I think they sued Mosaic and then eventually like bought them or something. I forgot what it was. Welcome to the stream, Duval. Did I say your name right? I've tried many times. I don't know if I ever did it right. It is nice and slick. Although it's not slick, technically. It's like if the if the light bulb is not hitting me right on the top, it doesn't look slick. Well, I mean, as far as like the shiny part, it's not shiny. But how close was I? I know it's Dave, but how close was it? My phone. This seems to be broken. That's nice. I need to put Lineage on mine as well. Mosaic got bought up by Microsoft. That's it. There you go. I was right. Yeah. Yeah, it shines because of the light. If the light wasn't hitting it, it wouldn't shine like that. See? This is what it normally would look like. It's just because the light is like right there. Welcome to the stream, Trevor. I've never heard of the Ultimate Boot CD or the other one. So I don't know. I don't have a opinion on that. So Mosaic was both bought out and the developers became Netflix, which then became Firefox, essentially. Not exactly, but kind of. That's cool. So it's like both. I'm assuming we're talking about the F Society thing with Firefox. What? Thanks for coming to the stream, Mark. If you're going to be on the Rocco stream, I'll be there too. Probably. More than likely. Welcome to the stream, Barry. Dave, I don't know about... I don't know what you mean. I don't know what that reference is for. If you're talking about the stupid thing they did with Mr. Robot, then yeah, I did talk about that in the show. It's very dumb, very dumb. I liked Sonic games when I was a kid. Yeah, I haven't played it. I haven't played any of the new ones because the new one, like the reboot, was Windows only. Yeah, that. Yeah. Roblox. I have never played Roblox, no. Did I say Netflix? Really? Well, I hope not. That'd be weird. It's possible. It's quite possible, though. DigitalOcean. No. Mm-mm. DigitalOcean is not the best option. I would say check out OVH VPS. I already said your name. Like, that's not how you get people to sub to you. Like, I already said it. Now you're just wanting me to say it again. Like, why? That's not how it works. Harry, welcome to the stream. Does it say Linux in the stream? Doesn't. There we go. Now it does. Because there's a lot of new names, and I was like, I wonder if they're like not seeing that part or something and just joining. Yeah, OVH is way better. Cheaper, more powerful. How are you going to beat that? Like, if you look at DO, by the way, you can, if you want to mess with DO, there's like this thing where it says, like, you know, you've probably seen like DO has like some, this is some insider information. Not really. Some networks will say, you know, you can get 2 free months of DO if you want. There's actually, I don't remember what the actual coupon is, but there's a thing where you can sign up to get 2 months. Then you put in a coupon code that gives you 3 months. Then you pay you pay $5 for that coupon code thing, and you get a total of 5 months for 1. So I don't know what that's called, what the coupon code is. I don't remember, but you can search for it somewhere. Just letting you know, you can basically get 5 months for free. But overall, in general, OVH is way better than DO. Like, you can get like 4 times as much, 4 times as much power hardware, like, well, hardware, virtual hardware, whatever, for roughly the same price that you can with the DO. It's like OVH wins by far. But you can also get 6 months free, not free, 5 months, 5 months free, or 6 months for the price of 1 with DO if you want to do that. But I think you have to use the combination of whatever that URL is plus the code. I think you need both. I'm not sure. You might not need both. I don't know. But I tested it and it does work. So I actually did get a couple like that 6 for 1 thing. So it does work if you want it. There you go. You're welcome. Cool. I actually do not have any kind of like affiliate whatever with DO or OVH. So this is just like, you know, my opinion of looking at stuff. The object storage stuff is like expensive. It's kind of expensive. So it's like meh. I mean, I wouldn't use it anyway. Like, if you're doing it for like production company stuff, like, that's fine. Some people would. I don't speak whatever language you were doing. I think that's Spanish. Might not be. However, it looks as though you are spamming. So I deleted it. Not because of the language, but because of the, like, inscriptos part. That looks like subscribe to me, whatever. So it looks like spam. Because you just randomly join and say something like that. It looks like spam. So if you are spam, you know, bye-bye. Do you like to compile the programs? I compile when I have to, but I do not prefer to now. Compiling doesn't solve, like, has a lot of problems with, like, dependencies, and it has a lot of problem with updatings. Like, the update sequence of compiling is annoying. Like, nah. I avoid it if I can. I still don't understand Docker. Like, how to use it or what it is. Because, like, it constantly changes. Like Kubernetes stuff, OpenStack stuff with Docker, all kinds of stuff. Like, it is so much. A virtual Debian server on my embedded NAS for free that do proxy and VPN. That's cool. Like, I have, I mean, technically you have a VPS, but you create your own VPS. So, like, you have your own thing you made that became a VPS, sort of. Actually, this is crazy. Spam is very popular in some areas. In a place you would never even thought it would be. I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong about this. I might be remembering incorrectly. However, I think spam is super popular in Hawaii. Like, really popular. Andy, it's good to compile sometimes. Like, it's good to do it every once in a while, and you get that feeling for the soul thing. Sure. Same thing I treat Gentoo. Like, once you've done it, once you've used it, that's okay. You can do something else. Like, you don't have to keep doing it over and over all the time. Same with Arch. Just gotta get to do it, to learn it, and once you have, you're good. That's how I approach it. Yeah, I agree, Jensu. Binaries, please. Spam sushi, yeah. I wouldn't knock it. I've never tried that, but I like sushi. I don't actually remember if I've ever tried spam or not, honestly. Hawaii consumes more spam than any state in our union. In total, 7 million cans a year. That's a lot of spam. So I was right. Wow. All right, cool. What a weird trivia thing to know. Why do I know that? I wish he wouldn't have said subscribers. I didn't ban him, though. I just deleted the message because I don't know what it was. He's hearing impaired. Wants to have help for subscribers. I would provide you help. However, not sure how that would help because I'm, talking. And I don't have... Like, unfortunately, the way I'm showing the screen, I can't show you. See, this is the chat thing. My typing field is, like, way down here. Like, it's actually hidden off the screen. But being hidden off the visual is also hidden off my monitor, so I can't even use it. But he didn't hear me say I didn't know what he was saying. So that's... Seems like I might be being rude, unfortunately, but I am not. It just couldn't tell. It's kind of funny that, the stream shows it anyway. But whatever. So, yeah. I'm kind of sad that I didn't understand it. He should go to a Portuguese channels. That'd be more helpful. I just saw the inscriptos and I was like, that means subscriber or subscribers. So like that is not good. Lost in translation, I suppose. I can't talk. It does not work. What do you mean, Stan? It does work. What are you talking about? I'm talking, so it does work. What do you mean? Spam in the place where you live. Is that the lyrics? It's already on there, like whatever. Please keep the language PG 13-ish. I don't like the sub spam stuff. I would just be less like if I know he had a hearing impairment, I'd be less to, you know, I'd be slower to do what I did. I'd still do it because it's like you're asking for spammer. You're asking for subscribers. When you go to ask for subs, sub for sub, when you see someone ask sub for sub, it guarantees they have no idea what they're doing. If they go to a stream and they ask for subs, that also typically means they have no idea what they're doing. So you might be subscribing to someone who is going to make bad content for no reason. No, it's not worth it. What is the lyric to that song? Like, Andy, you got that in my head. What is that song? I know the song, but I just can't remember what the word is. I've never tried spam either. Does YouTube captioning not work? No, it does not. It definitely doesn't work on live. Oh, it's his modification. Okay. Okay. Like, I don't really have a problem with the language stuff. Like, I'm not bothered by it, but other people might, and it's not. I don't know. It's not worth it, I guess, is what I'm saying. That's why you'll rarely see me even say anything that's, you know, even remotely close. Just because it's not worth it. Not that I don't have a problem at all with it. It's just some people do, and there's really no benefit to me to do it. Stand. Is that it? Stand? Stand in the place where you live? I can't remember. It's going to drive me crazy. Like, and it's kind of like I have a problem with language stuff. Yeah. C# is annoying. If you want to learn C#, Java is basically C#. So there's probably like a lot of stuff for Java, like tutorials and stuff. So like the syntax is very similar, almost exactly. Pokeblader, welcome to the stream. So I was right. It's stand. Okay, cool. It took me way too long to remember that. Because as soon as he said that, I was like, I got the reference to the song. Like, now it sounds like it's that. It's not that. I know it's not that. I am fantastic. How are you? Hang on a second. Why Java over C Sharp? I didn't say that, Dave. I didn't say that. My choice would be neither, really. I was saying that if you're having trouble with C Sharp, if you try Java, the syntax is basically the same. So you're kind of learning both, really. And you might find tutorials that are easier to learn with Java, and you can kind of move it over. But I would say neither, really. And technically, C Sharp is not really Windows only anymore because of the .NET open sourcing and other stuff. So, meh. I don't care either way. I don't like either one. So you can pick whichever one you want if you want to choose which one is good. Are you still live or is this a new stream? Both. Technically. I'm still live because I don't know. Yeah, both. Really? It's a new stream, technically speaking, so that I can have the other stream be processing. But the difference between the two is like 45 seconds, so I guess really both. REM stand, yes, that was what I was thinking of, Kevin. Someone else said spam in the place where you live, and it was like, it just stuck in my head. What are you trying to do? I'm confused by the question. This is a live stream discussion thing that's Linux related. See, Colin, are you going to be at the stream, the Biddle stream? Are you banned? Yes, you are. Either way, see you later, Colin. Mono for C Sharp Universal, even though .NET is now including Mono. Well, yeah, because Mono, Microsoft bought Mono. Or technically Xamarin, the same thing. I've actually never tried Kotlin and never heard of it. That's new to me. All right, cool. See you, Colin. Java over C Sharp for a couple reasons. I'm not surprised you'd like Java. I was saying I don't really care. So, I don't know enough about each one of them to really care. Has more floss support. That's true. Works with Hadoop. Don't know much about that to have an opinion there. Kind of just catching up. That's true. I agree. C Sharp is catching up. 3 a.m. here. I may be awake for Rocco stream or not. Understandable. That means you're... I have no idea where that is. You're in Europe for sure, but like... It's only one in the UK. Maybe... It would be 2 in Germany. Maybe... Oh, Finland. His name's Finn. Oh, duh. Duh. For some reason, I looked at Finn as in, like, you know, a period. Because, you know, finish. You know, like they used to do it, like, the end of shows. The end of movies in, like, the 20s and 30s. It was, like, Finn. Like, finished. It's like, I don't know. I didn't put it together. Anyway, that makes sense. Finn is just, I mean, that just seems Finland in anyway, regardless, French or not. It just seems like Finnish. It's just like, when I looked at Finn, I just assumed it was like, I don't know why. I mean, Finnish. Oh, okay. Like there's, oh, so that's why they use Finn as like the end of the movie stuff. Ah. I don't know. Ming W sounds familiar, but I don't know why. I say this as someone who likes Python. C# is way better than Java. So you think you like Java better than C#, but C# is better in general. C# doesn't require a runtime, does it? It just requires support for the language, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Minimal GCC. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Especially in banking and finance. Java is more lucrative than C#. People are learning C# specifically because they think it's more lucrative. Or will be. Which is interesting. Because if Java is... Huh. Dave, you remember MIM? If so, or not, whatever. He's learning C# right now for that purpose. It's possible to compile FB Alpha on Linux. No idea. I don't even know what FB Alpha is. So, Andy, if even after the .NET like open sourcing and stuff, Turbo Pascal, long time ago. Yeah. Not enough to remember it. I wasn't old enough to remember much of it. On the server side. Oh, I see. I missed that part somehow. Windows Server licenses. Oh, yeah. You could possibly cross-compile. Huh. My mouse is there still. You know what's funny? So I don't know who it was here. Someone was earlier. I reckon I didn't even notice it, and now I do. I don't know why, but you see on the the stream has the wallpaper of my desktop. And that's because I'm doing like a screen capture, not a window capture. Anyway, this is that wallpaper is a dual wallpaper thing for my multiple monitors. And the reason why, like, I've had that wallpaper for like a year. Not because I necessarily like it. Like, I do like it. It's nice. But I don't usually leave something that long for a whole year. You know, typically I change my wallpaper like, at least once a month or something. But I didn't because Plasma's wallpaper system is painful. When you have one monitor, it's perfectly fine. It's great. You have two monitors or more, it is painful. Awful. Bad. There you go. There's something I don't like about Plasma. Wallpaper system is bad. Anyway. Free Pascal open source. That's cool. Not that's a blast from the past. How that's a blast from the past, yeah. So you're using Plasma? Yeah, dude. Long time ago. I switched to Plasma like at least 2015. At least. Maybe sooner. But definitely 2015. Like January 2015, maybe a little earlier than that. I don't know. But I've been using Plasma for since then. Like as my primary. I use everything else too because I test it for videos and stuff and do like reviews and videos and all that stuff. But my daily driver is typically Plasma. Webbly Windows on Xrender. I do not know. What's the DE you're using with it? Are you using Plasma for that? I like the way I can have different wallpapers on each monitor in Plasma. Yeah, I do like the idea, Andy, that you can have different wallpapers. I don't like the idea if someone wants a dual wallpaper that it's impossible to do. I hate that. Why can't we have separate ones? But what wallpapers are you having issues with? Any wallpaper, doesn't matter. It's only the duals. Like dual wallpapers is the problem. I actually don't use the dust up effects most of the time. I don't use the I use regular ones, but I don't use wobbly windows. So I don't know. I haven't tried that. I got sidetracked. Can have a different background on the LCD too. Like you can have a different one, sure. I mean, Dave, you shouldn't be able to see anything Plasma related at all right now. The only thing you can see is the chat window that's Plasma. Everything else is a ton of stuff. Anyway, back to the wallpaper thing. The reason why Plasma wallpapers are terrible is not because, as I said, regular wallpapers fine, regular one monitor perfectly fine, laptops perfectly fine. If you want multiple different wallpapers on each screen, perfectly fine. If you are like me and want the wallpaper to be one of those that like stretch across both, so it's like this dual monitor wallpaper, but it's like the same wallpaper that stretches, you can't do that by default in Plasma. It just doesn't do it. So you have to cut it. You have to cut it in half. You can take the one piece, make that wallpaper, make the other piece that wallpaper, and the amount of work is just kind of annoying. Here's the other part. I have two monitors that are not the same size. They're the same resolution, basically. Not exactly, but the same, close enough. But one's 24 inches, one's 23 inches. So now I have another problem. I can't just split it because I have to get a wallpaper that'll fit both. Then I have this situation where I have this one that's bigger by like an inch. And that's about 120 pixels on the screen. So I have to take this image, then I have to cut it in half. Then I have to take this other part that's like 120 inches off the top of the other one. Then I can use it. That is why it's terrible. Because I can't just, like in other wallpaper systems, other DEs, you can actually just say, use this across both, and it just does it. And you can say, this wallpaper, this monitor is this resolution, this monitor is this resolution, and it just fits them there. That would be fantastic. It's not OCD. It's the fact that Plasma doesn't allow me to do that. Like, so I have to manually do it. That's annoying. The reason why I kept it on my screen is because it's annoying to change it. It's been there for a year, even though it's the reason why it's there. I've been okay with it being there for that long is because it is a nice wallpaper. But still annoying. Oh, welcome to the stream, King C, and thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Let's see. Is there a 32-bit live distro that comes with Plasma that you might recommend? I do not recommend Plasma on 32-bit in general. But Kubuntu does. Yeah, Kubuntu does it. So if you want to use that would work. Plasma is too much stuff. I just need to get it done. Stuff. I use i3. Like i3 is like it's like it's also specific, like super specific. The desktop switcher. Oh, yeah. That. So that's the present Windows feature. And that's the expose, whatever it's called. I don't know. Desktop grid. I have a very customized display for those effects. Like, I don't like the default effects at all. So I customize it. I can't seem to do it with XFC or Monte. Can't seem to do what, Charlie? I missed it. You missed something. Tiling KWin script instead of i3. There is. Actually, KWin has built-in tiling in some ways. But there's a way like Tyler with a 3 in it. Someday I'll take the courage to learn i3. Tiling Monte. Sure. I think they're fine. If someone wants to try out i3 with the easiest way to get to it, most of the time, if you want people who use i3, very likely they're using Arch or something, right? Most people who are talking about how they use i3, they're using something else that is a barrier to use as well. However, there is a distro that is Ubuntu based, has i3 by default, and has pretty much everything set up by default for you. So if you just want to try it, you can go that way. And that distro is called Microwatt. It's actually made by the WattOS team, but Microwatt is the i3 version of WattOS. So if you want to try i3 with a very low barrier to entry, or as low as you possibly could get it, then that would be Microwatt. You are welcome. i3 gaps. I don't know if they support. I don't know if they use the gaps thing or not. So they might have the gaps. I don't know. Is that fancy screen thing the latest comp is? If you're referring to this stuff, then no. That's KWin. i3 for a year, run 4 boxes at home, 3 of them on 3. Work solid, workflow is better smooth. Yeah, I mean, i3 is good for some people. I prefer Plasma, but, to each their own kind of thing. Yeah, it pretty much is, yeah. The Reddit, the Unix porn subreddit has a lot of that kind of stuff, like gap stuff. i3 gaps, I mean. Put VPN into the illegal internet activity category. Oh, wow. That's annoying. Which would be more suitable, SBC in home or paid VPS? I don't know. Private internet access is like typically solid. They're pretty good, but they have I've never like looked into the way they handle like China policies. US policies, if the government tries to get them to give information, they typically don't do it. But I don't know if they give information about the person. They definitely don't give any information about the traffic. But the person, I don't know. So I can't really say for sure. Oh, the Compiz is the stuff that XFCE and Mate use for their the desktop effects and stuff. It is Compiz. I'm not using that because I'm using KWin. How is the screen tearing on your desktop? I can't use Ubuntu right now with any DE because of the terrible screen tearing. Kinda there, kinda not. It depends. Really fast, intense, like action movies, I see it. Regular usage, I don't see it. Like that stuff, I don't see it ever doing that stuff. Gaming, not really. Maybe a little sometimes, but not really. But I have a weird situation with that. I actually don't even see screen tearing that much anymore. Like, I've kind of got, like, I don't know. I've gotten used to it over, like, the decade or so that I've dealt with it. So, even if I do see it, I don't really care. I don't know. I realize that's not a solution. That's absolutely not a solution. Choosing a VPN provider is crapshoot anyway. I agree. I just think that private internet access, one, is really good because they give me credit if I send stuff to them. TuxDigital.com/PIA or TuxDigital.com/VPN. There you go. But also, I've looked at their track record, and they typically, like, if the reason I'm willing to do that is because their track record is usually good because when governments that I've checked, I haven't seen anything with China. The governments that ask them what you're doing, they don't. They're a zero information company, so they don't track what you're doing. They technically track the connection, who connects to them, but they don't give the information out because they throw it away. So they already know who you are based on your account that you purchased from them. So, like, I don't know how they would handle a government asking for the names of the account associated, but they wouldn't give you information about your tracking. So if the only information they have is if they're trying to track you, that won't happen. So I don't know. Anyway, but also private internet access is a massive, big supporter of KDE, a big supporter of Linux Mint. They literally bought Freenode, the IRC network. They don't just support them; they bought it outright, and now they provide it for free as well. Like it's still Freenode. It's just owned by private internet access. So they've done a lot of cool stuff. Compiz is the super fancy one. Compton is the somewhat fancy compositor that doesn't do all the fancy stuff. Would probably be best to use anonymous payment when you buy a VPN just in case. Yeah, probably true. In that situation, sure. Who came to the stream? Simon came to the Discord. What's up, Simon? Tearing XFT I did we fixed with Compton. Yeah, Compton's actually a really good compositor.
I unplugged my webcam and I forgot about it, so I had to plug that in. But yeah, I pulled the TuxDigital. I'm here late again.
No, you were here incredibly late. Like the latest you possibly could be. The show's over.
Like TuxDigital.
I'm not late. I'm done. What are you talking about? I am doing a completely different stream. It's a different stream. It's a different purpose. It doesn't even have the same title anymore. I mean, the visuals on the stream itself technically do have the same. That's not important. Not important. I have no intention. I had no intention at the time to do this after the stream because just in general. So that's why the visuals still say This Week in Linux, even though they could say something else, because it's not. We're not doing that. But the chat's on the screen, so that's new. That's different. That counts. But I was late by 2 hours today. So yeah.
Oh, so you were late by your usual amount of time.
Yeah, exactly. I was on time. That one privacy site for VPN comparison. PIA seems to rank fairly well. Yeah, cool. Make your own VPN at home. That can work too. Yeah, but you're depending on where you are, that might not be as useful. If you're flying or traveling and you want to like bypass free Wi-Fi thing and you don't want to trust that, you can connect to your own home account or whatever. But if you have if you're in an area where that's not kosher, I guess, I don't know, that wouldn't be a good option. It depends. Click on the thing that says force composition pipeline. Nobody will record. Oh. I wonder if I have that. I don't know. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, that was weird. Hey, I don't think so. I don't think OBS is showing you like redness. Did anybody see that the color change? Because OBS should be capturing the visuals outside of the compositing, like gamma stuff. Go into X server display. Force composition pipeline.
Hey, Michael, were you one of those few people that heard about that little tiny, little minuscule net neutrality thing?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Not a thing.
I just wonder about that small little tiny thing that nobody ever knows about.
Nah, nobody knows about that.
Nobody knows about that.
Nope. I don't even have that.
I think H3 did a video where he was basically saying that that if you do that sort of thing with internet access, even like porn sites, he said, are going to be restricted. Like everything is going to have pay throttling, or might have pay throttling.
That's the bad way of approaching it.
How so?
When you want to explain to someone something, you shouldn't go to like the extreme stance, because they're just gonna assume that you're talking nonsense. So it's not helpful. Just like when everybody who did the whole, all these videos are like, this is a possibility of all these packages, or you want to get Facebook, you can get Twitter packages and blah blah. Yes, technically speaking, that is possible, but scaring people to get your way, it doesn't typically work if your way is not powered by fear. Like that sadly does work. But when you're trying to explain something that is complex as net neutrality, fear is not going to help.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's also a compromise. Net neutrality itself is not really perfect. Like the idea, even the concept itself is flawed, because there are some cases where there should be exceptions. The problem is that people were looking at is that you either have this or you do not. Where it's no, what we had actually had exceptions. So when people were arguing about, you're having traffic shaping and you need traffic shaping for different types of data because, there's different latencies and there's ping situations and there's like bandwidth situations and buffering and all this other stuff. And you're like, yeah, but the rules had the exceptions for that. It's fine for the technical purpose of traffic shaping. But people were not talking about it in that case. They were talking about it in like an extreme, or saying that you either have it or you don't. You got to take the good with the bad. It's like, well, the good actually had compensation for that particular thing. And if you just, whatever. Also, what's interesting is like there is guaranteed, I even had it in the show today, guaranteed, no chance at all, whatever we did was going to stop them. That's sad, but it's absolute guarantee.
Yeah, it's a nice little complex thing, and I don't think, like, I saw one article. I was chatting with someone, and they linked me to this article where basically the theory was that net neutrality was repealed to start the discussion a little bit more about, about good, good solutions for this problem, because
That's
the the
nonsense.
the other side to it is that, to repealing net neutrality, the side that supports it is saying that it puts restrictions on the ISPs, because otherwise they won't be able to. It restricts what they can do. My points are not on a specific subject. I'm not 100% informed, but I probably shouldn't be arguing that point. But regardless, it's there's theories on both sides of it, stuff like that.
Yeah. The problem is that there's both sides went about it the wrong way. Once, like, the side that says, there's we don't need it because there's no evidence, blah blah. That's nonsense. Absolute ridiculous nonsense. When people say there's no evidence prior, well, we don't have to worry about it. There is absolutely evidence for the past decade. Multiple companies have violated it for the decades. Actually, over a decade, technically. But they've actually made a commitment in 1992 to do something that they never did. Even though they got $400 billion in subsidies and tariffs to do it, they never did it. So they are screwing the society of the U.S. society. They've been doing it for years. So of course we need it, because they've proven they cannot be trusted for 2 decades. 25 years technically when they said they were going to do it. 20 years exactly when we realized that they were lying. And not exactly, because to the day, no, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. People are like, there's no way they're going to throttle Netflix against you. That would be ridiculous. They're not going to do that. You mean when they did it in 2013? Like when they literally did it? You mean like we don't have to worry if they would or not? They already did.
Right.
It's like, what? There's no evidence. Yes, there is. Like the worst part is the whole no evidence thing. Nonsense. The competition will solve it. Nonsense. There is no competition. Competition can't solve when it doesn't exist. It's pointless. The whole shaping, the throttling, the data caps is all new stuff that they're trying to get away with. Like,
yeah.
But depending on where you live, like it's worse than it is in some other places. Like it gets awful. So like we're in a situation where the repeal of net neutrality was probably the worst thing they could have done. Like it's absolutely stupid. Because the reasons were stupid.
Right.
Like if the argument was like, we need competition, sure. Whatever. But you can't get competition by giving them more power to use whatever they want. Like that's not how it works. If Google Fiber is struggling to get a foot in, yeah, small ISPs have no chance. Exactly. There's actually 20 states in the country that have laws that forbid competition, essentially. Like it's not like, hey, you can't compete, but it's like you need to have this amount of, like in my state, day one, you have to have support to cover 50% of the state's population, which is literally impossible because you have to lay down the pipe first. So like they set up a law in the state that is impossible to penetrate without, for example, a city purposefully ignoring that law and passing their own law to like circumvent that law. It's like then you have to convince the city to, one, have their own internet, and two, go through the bureaucracy of getting them to even consider it. It's like there's so much crazy like that's blocking competition that the idea that competition is going to solve it is absurd. But like the people who say that they don't want regulation, that's fine. We could solve the competition thing first and then get rid of the regulations. That'd have been fine. I'd be okay with that. But no. The people who voted for the removal actually said they don't want it. They were going to vote against this thing. They were going to try to get it repealed 2 years ago. So it's not shocking. Yeah, Gensu, I think we do as well. Like there are some places in Europe that is like the prices and the services are fantastic and impressive. Ton of competition. Cheap as $30 a month with uncapped full gigabit internet. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. South Korea also has like massive speeds for very cheap. We have very expensive, very slow. Like that's ours. What's so stupid, it made me laugh so hard, was the people doing the commissioners of the FCC doing their whole little speeches. A couple of them touted how the internet in America is like the envy of the world. What? What? Are you kidding? How is number 27 the envy of the world? How is that possible? No one is. There are so many countries that put our internet to shame that it's not even remotely close. And they're like saying this crap. Both sides said that too. We need to keep the internet free so we have the envy of the world. Like, no, you don't. You currently do not. Even with or without, you do not. It's just nonsense. It's like it's the annoying thing is people who are like anti-regulation aren't looking at the fact that when there is no competition, that's the reason regulations are made. And there's some people who are like, I was talking to somebody who was anti-regulation who said that they read the Title II records and like the stuff and said that that's not applicable and it's too far overreaching and stuff. It's like, yeah. And if the FCC at the time had chosen to just do only Title II and nothing specific, then that would have been bad. But they didn't do that. If you didn't read the rules of what they actually did, then it doesn't matter what your opinion of Title II is. You should read that too and then give your opinion because that's good. So like the traffic shaping for latency, important things, already included. The shaping for data that was like super amount of bandwidth but not very low latency, that's included. Like Like it was very well, like it's like 200 pages, like specifying like stuff, like all the things that it does. It's not just like Title II done. A little more specific than that. Finland internet connection is considered a human right. The state provides everyone with at least a meg connection. Yeah, I agree. At this point, it is a necessity to do a lot of things. Even getting a job is becoming a necessity to have the internet. It's like, hey, you want to get an application? Yeah, go on our website and fill out an application. Well, if you don't have internet, well. U.S. cable companies stopping customers from signing up because the network was full. Yeah, I mean, that's like when you had dial-up. I agree that that's like, in comparison, the dial-up versus cable is one thing, but like we as a country paid them for fiber. So, like for example, in 1992, all the ISPs at the time agreed with the FCC and the government and the rest of the government, really, and even state governments, that they would make it a commitment to bring fiber to at least 30% of all of their customers. So, essentially, 30% of the country. And by 2005, it would be at least 50% of the country. And by 2015, everyone. It is 25 years after that commitment they made. The current amount of fiber available to this country is 9%. Most of which is thanks to Google. Because if you look at Verizon, they didn't roll out much at all until they started having to battle Google, and then Comcast did the same thing. Like there's Comcast and there's Verizon, sure, FiOS, but Verizon didn't roll out the actual competition part. They were like, hey, we're going to advertise FiOS, and then we're not actually going to give it to you. We're just going to tell you could have it, and we're not going to give it. And then Google starts battling a few years ago, and then like, oh, we'll totally give fiber now. Because we have to now. Because there's competition now. Ugh. $65 for 60 megabit. Only other option is AT&T. $65 for 60. Do you have Spectrum? Whole argument revolves when it comes to natural monopolies. Well, yeah, they don't want to admit the internet's a utility. That's the main thing. They don't want to admit it. It is a utility. Because like people rely on it to do basic things. Like just getting a job is now pretty much like 95% required. Like unless you're trying to work for someone who's like, you know, been in business for like 20, like 50 years or something like that, then yeah, they probably don't use the internet for that. But most places do. Just stupid. It's like, and the fact that 22 million people is like, hey, stop it. And they were like, well, we don't agree with you even though we're appointed to do stuff on your behalf. Oh, by the way, for people who are like on the side of like, well, they did this because, and it was only 2 years ago that they did the first thing, and now this other guy's like, 2 years later he changed it. Well, we'll just fix it later, and when we get a new chairman or whatever. So Trump appointed Ajit Pai for 5 years. Then Congress confirmed him for another 5 years. So he has 10 years as the chairman of the FCC. So it's very unlikely that they will do anything unless they're forced to do it. Ugh. So yeah, in 10 years, maybe we'll have a internet that's not broken. See how much they can do in that meantime, though. The moment they admit it'll be regulated even more popularly. Admit what? I was on a little rant. I could get Google Fiber or Gig Fiber for $75 a month, but I'm happy with 100 for 10. For $10 a month? What? That hurts my head. Ugh. I knew you had good deals there, but it was like $10 for 100 both ways. What? Ugh. What? I asked earlier if Jacob had a specific company because I have the exact same deal, price and speed, and the only other competition I have is AT&T. So, which by the way, again, contracts, data caps, no. Yeah, Charter Spectrum, same company. Yeah, same thing. Exactly same thing. 65 bucks for 60 megabit down, 5 megabit up. 5 megabit. You pay $10 for 100 both ways. It's like, that would be fantastic. $30 for a gig in Hong Kong. See, we are not the envy of the world. That's ridiculous. We are envious of the world, is what it should have said. Oh, admit their utilities. Oh, yeah. They would definitely not want to admit that at all. I'm saying, like, the people who are advocates for the repeal argue that it's not a utility and that we shouldn't have, like, it's weird. And it's just rhetoric. It's just propaganda, spewing rhetoric stuff. It's like they probably, I'd say the vast majority of them don't even understand what they're saying. They're just repeating, they're just regurgitating it. Word regurgitation is what it is. Now, there are some examples where they do understand it and ignore it anyway. I don't get those people. That stuff's weird. $85 for 500 gigs. Oh, that's terrible. Because when you say 500 gig, I assume that's a data cap. With stuff blocked. Ugh, that's bad. Loudest third world, more like it. I mean, technically, the term third world applies to the stance in World War II. So a lot of countries that are not technically third world, like developmental, would be classified as third world. But that's just, trivia information for you. That's where it came from. That's not what it means now. It does mean that now, but that's where it came from. Every new apartment building gets built in Cat 6 because it's infrastructure. Yeah, exactly. You're making me sad, man. You're making me sad. Although Charlie's making me happier. Because it's not that. At least it's not that. But yeah. So I live in an area where there were two competing companies. And they didn't compete. And I mean cable. They didn't actually compete, but there were two choices. The only way you could choose which one to use is where you physically lived. So you could move and use the other one if you wanted to. That's not really a choice. That's a territorial oligopoly. So they didn't really compete, no. Territorial oligopoly is what it was. So they argued, like they pretended that they were competing against each other, and no. Now they've dropped all pretense of competing because one of them bought the other one, so it's 100% a monopoly in the area. When it comes to cable, you also have AT&T option, but who cares? AT&T's option is terrible. I had them come to my house. They were like, "Hey, you want to get AT&T?" I'm like, "Nope." Why not? Well, you want to charge me more, and you want to give me slower speeds and data cap. No. And they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. We have faster speeds." I'm like, "Oh, is that true? What is your speed?" I'm like, "Oh, 50 megabit. That's slower. You want to charge me $80? That's more. Does it have a cap? Yes." So you just confirmed all three. And you still think somehow that that's a good idea? What? What? But you could save money if you got our TV bundle. I don't watch TV. I don't even have a TV. So no. No thank you. I mean, I watch TV because I have Netflix. But I don't watch a TV on a TV. I don't like a TV service. Who cares? If it's not on Netflix or like Amazon Prime or whatever, I don't care. No. But yeah, I got options. Lots of options. One fantastically competitive option. That's sarcasm, to be specific, to make it clear. Obviously, of course you knew, but still, blah. Too much competition and bribes and lobbyists do not make it better. Yeah, we have no competition, and we have people who are being bribed to make sure that we don't have competition. You know what's funny? There's a lot of voting and stuff based on lobbyist stuff where the vast majority of the society of the country, of my country anyway, purposefully vote for someone who is the opposite of their best interest, who is in the pocket of these things. That's the normal. And there's even people who've never heard of stuff that has been trying to be done since the 80s that would be beneficial to all of the country. Well, not companies, but all of the people, citizens of the country. And they just ignore it because, I don't know, because they believe propaganda. Really. For example, taxes in the U.S. are awful. Not because they charge you too much. That's kind of true, depending on who you are, blah, blah. But it's because they charge people who make less money more. Because those people don't know where the loopholes are of the, incentives or the deductions and all that stuff. So they don't know. And it costs money to explain it to people. So, like, all the companies who do taxes for you, they charge you money to figure it out. And then they might not even do it well. And they definitely aren't in your best interest to save you the most money. They don't care. They're in the best interest of selling you services that charge you more money. Very different. So, it's just dumb. Now, it's also super complicated. Like, super complicated. So most people don't do it themselves. But there is a type of tax filing that is fantastic that some countries actually do have. We do not. We do not have it. It's called return-free filing. It's a tax system where the government says, this is how much you owe us. And then you decide to give them deductions or whatever and say, we don't know that much. Nah. We're not going to pay that much. Just blah, blah. So essentially, people would like, well, I don't want the government to tell me what I owe. It's like, no. They already know what you owe. You have to file like W-2s and 1099s and W-9s and blah, blah, blah. They already know. They already know what you owe. They're just telling you what you owe rather than you trying to figure it out. They already have the information. Instead, they go, well, this is how much they owe us. Meh, we'll just wait until they tell us what they think they owe us. It's like, what? So, like, it benefits the society, all the citizens, to have this system. And politicians have been trying to, some politicians have been trying to push this system since the 80s, including presidents. And for some reason, the vast majority of the population don't even know it exists. And if they do, they look at it as some opposite thing that the tax company, preparer companies make you think it is. It's so... It's like, it's the amount of money that we're taxed is not the issue to me. The amount of complication and annoyance and confusion of how much we're taxed, that's the worst part. Like, even if you're okay with taxes or not, it's so complicated. Why? You know why it's complicated? Because tax preparer companies want it to stay complicated because they make money when you have to get them to do it. And if you were to not have to get them to do it, then they'd go out of business. So they lobby all the politicians to make it keep it as complicated, or even make it as complicated as possible when it doesn't need to be. In fact, You know how there's like different tax brackets and you have to worry about, well, like, which tax bracket are you in? Well, you got to do these deductions. You wouldn't have to do any of it because they send you a bill. Imagine you order a pizza and that pizza comes. And then instead of saying, here's how much you owe us for this pizza, they go, well, how much do you think you owe us? Now, you got pepperoni. How many pepperonis do you have? You got some cheese, but how many cups of shredded cheese were put into this pizza? What kind of sauce was this? Is it a premium sauce or is it like a basic generic sauce? Well, does this crust have like stuffed cheese in the crust? Well, okay. Well, is it like $12.50? No, you're wrong. You're going to jail. That's what it's basically like. They give you a bill and you have to figure out how much you owe in the bill. What? Like, what is that? Like, we have high taxes. We have incredibly confusing taxes. We don't get the benefits of any perks like healthcare, education, like free, like not free. It's not free because it's paid in taxes. We don't get any of that. And we are the number one country in the world, as all these people claim. What? You pay more in taxes. They're super complicated and painful. You don't get any benefit from that. You don't even really see a benefit. Like, I'm getting my tax return. I'm getting free money, man. You paid money into the system, but get that refund. It's called a refund because you paid more than you're supposed to. But if the return-free filing was in place, you would never do that because you wouldn't pay what you don't owe. What? Ugh. So anyway, yeah, like 5 hours of streaming. Welcome back to the stream, Mark. I did read that while I was on my little rant, my tangent. EU laws prevent kind of corporate greed. Yep, we don't have those. We have laws that help them because I don't know. It's like, Charlie, yeah, you get a lot of taxes. Do you have universal health care? Yes. Well, is it as bad? You think about it? Is it as bad? Or the fact that we don't have universal health care and it costs thousands and thousands of dollars to do like simple things. You could get paid charge $500 for a pillow. Or let's say you want a private room. That's $10,000. Yeah. I'm going to go with it's okay. It's better. You got a little bit better in that particular topic. We get our texts in the mail. We think this is right. If you don't think so, you are free to file a complaint. That's exactly... Thank you. So now I have an example. Finland has exactly return-free filing. You have that. This is what you think you owe this. If you actually don't owe this and you have like these deductions and stuff, then let us know. We'll lower that price and cool. Let's go. But what if, like, for some people, we're like, some people have this thing where I don't want the government to tell me what I owe. And it's like, what? What do you mean? They already know what you owe. You're telling them what you think you owe, but they know what you owe. And you might be paying more because there are things that they don't know about that you just told them, and they go, okay, cool, thanks for the money. Whereas if they have to tell you, and you make some money where they don't know about it, and they tell you they don't know about it, you're not legally required to tell them. But, you know, let's tell them anyway because that system's fantastic. And Jacob, they're never going to figure that out, unfortunately. I love these marathon streams. It is kind of a marathon. Yeah. It's like 5-hour stream, probably more. I started at 2:30, I think. 2:15, somewhere around there. So it's been like 5 hours, something like that. But I haven't played Rocket League at all today. I should. Did you go to the bathroom or eat at some point? No and no. It's a marathon. It's a marathon stream. Not really. It's a good Sunday morning. You mean Saturday morning? Wait, is today Saturday? Holy crap. Yeah, it is. Ha! Never mind. Sunday morning. Of course it's Saturday. That's why I'm streaming, right? Duh. Anyway, don't forget that. Let's forget that part. We're going to cut that out of the stream. It didn't happen. Anything's more profitable than the war on drugs, but I think police are using it to criminalize ethnics. In the U.S., the war on drugs was created in the 70s by the Nixon administration. One of the advisors to Nixon came out in the 90s and explained why they did the war on drugs. And it was literally against black people and Mexicans. He said we couldn't legally arrest them, but we could make the things that are in their communities illegal, and therefore like culturally vindictive, make people hate them and hate it, and we'll just use it as an excuse to arrest them. And he admitted this in the early 90s, like 93. And then at the end of his quote, he said, "Did we know we were lying about these things? Yes, we did." So, yeah. It was for that reason. Because they admitted it. Last year I broke my ankle, needed surgery. That sucks. I hope you're better. I don't know. I assume you're better. Hope so. This cost me $100 for 4 days in the hospital. Now, here, give you an example. Someone posted their invoice or bill for having a child in the U.S. They were in the hospital for 4 days, and they itemized the list of what they owe. And that list, the bill was $20,000. So, yeah. I know someone who's a Canadian who came here, broke her arm, I think. Got it put into like a stent so that it would be like stiff and like whatever. flew back to Canada. Maybe she not flew. I don't know if she flew or not. She went back to Canada and had all the stuff done. It cost her like $1,000 just to get the stuff to get out of the country. And I had somebody else who broke their leg who's American, who broke their leg in Canada. And they were taken care of in Canada for free. They didn't even live there. And they knew the person was American. They knew it. They did it anyway. It's like, what? Windows integrated OpenSSH into their command prompt, but I think it's meaningless when we have putty Linux subsystems. It is kind of meaningless, yeah. But a lot of people want it. How does it cost money having a child? That's a good point, future taxpayer. Because reasons. Welcome to the stream, Colby. Linux subsystem on Windows is rubbish. Yeah, pretty much. Or the Windows subsystem for Linux. I forgot what it's called. One of the two. Really how Windows is integrating Linux within theirs. It's not good. That's true. I mean, that policy doesn't really apply anymore. Not really. They have no choice. They've admitted defeat. They've not admitted defeat on the desktop, but they've admitted defeat everywhere else. And that includes enterprise workstations as desktops. They still win there. When it comes to servers, though, like they've admitted defeat. Weird question. It depends. Regular, like code red, pitch black, like that Volt kind, or like the Kickstart kind, or like what? Just basic regular? I mean, that's too boring, so no. Unfortunately, you gotta be like unique, original in this world to get by, or something. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just saying things. Whether that's relevant at all, right? Not really. See, regular. I mean, you gotta be creative, man. Creative. Yeah, Ubuntu's available in the Windows Store. OpenSUSE is, as well as Fedora, and I think also some other stuff is being added. I forgot which ones. You don't even know the name of it. You can't know. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. There's a bunch. I didn't even list them all. I listed like 5. I think there's like 15. $1990s. Yeah, probably. F500 Enterprise, and people are absolutely clueless about privacy, data encryption. They don't care as long as they can log into Facebook. Yeah, that's the worst part. Doing it at their business is like, hey, anybody on this network, totally take my stuff. That's what they're doing there. Ow. 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 I just popped my toe. That was weird. I've never done it before. Anyway. Can I support you via something else in Super Chat and Patreon? I don't know. I don't have Bitcoin, but if you want to do that, I'll set it up. Just feel free to send me 1 Bitcoin. I'd appreciate it. I guess PayPal or this shirt, actually. I don't know if you could, though. So this shirt is available if you want it. And the proceeds, some of them, a little bit of it, goes to me. And the other goes to the making of the shirt, of course. And anyway, TuxDigital.com/Linux is everywhere. If you go there, there's actually a link at the top right of the box that says EU fulfillment. I don't know if that will work for you. I don't know if you can order from Europe, because technically Finland isn't in the European Union, right? So like, or is it? I don't think it is. I don't know. I don't remember. That might work. However you want to do it. PayPal works too. Either way, whatever you want. I appreciate it. You are okay. Maybe it's Sweden that's not in Sweden that's not in it. Yeah, Sweden. I also don't think Norway is either. Sweden definitely not, because they still have the francs. Oh wait, no, they're in it, but the francs are still separate, or something. I forgot. No, Livewire is the older version. There's a newer one that's orange. There might be 2. There might be 2 orange ones, actually. I don't know. Maybe there's 2. Is it? Yeah. But anyway, however you want to do it's cool. I need to make up like a page or something that says like, here's if you want to contribute or whatever. They don't need the EU. Fair enough. So Norway doesn't have, Norway's not in it. I think Sweden is partially in it, but not really, because I know they still have the Swiss francs. No, wait, Switzerland has Swiss francs. Sweden, I don't think is in it either, though. I don't remember. I think Sweden's partially in it. Switzerland is not in it, or partially maybe. I don't remember. I try to be, informed on that stuff, but it's hard to remember when I'm not there and have no connection whatsoever. So, but anyway, so however you want to do it, crowns for Sweden. That's it. I wouldn't have remembered that. No. But if you want to do the shirt, that's cool. You can also just PayPal Michael at TuxDigital.com. That works too. However you want to do it. I appreciate any contribution at all. Here's a question for you. So, I was thinking about making a change to my shirt. So, there's this shirt right here, right? Nothing changes on the front, though. What I was thinking is that, like, right here would be like right there would be a TuxDigital logo. What do you think as far as like would that be beneficial to like advertising, do you think? I don't know. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. Because this shirt like advertises Linux in general, right? But like would people just ask you where the shirt came from? Or like why you're wearing it or whatever. I don't know. It's like how important that is. Because right now it doesn't have that. It's just like black blank on the back. I was thinking maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. Doritos flavored Mountain Dew. That's awful. Is it Mountain Dew flavored Doritos? Either one sounds awful, honestly. So never mind. That's awful. Charlie, top 5 Linux. Wait, what? Top 5 video games. Oh. Well, number 1 is easy. Rocket League. Now the rest are difficult. Let's see. Doritos flavor Mountain Dew. What does that even mean? What is a Doritos flavor? Like they have their own flavors, like ranch, Cool Ranch stuff. Like what is that? So looking at my library, Borderlands would be on there too. Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel. Borderlands 2 mainly. So, Fat Elvis, I know who you are. So, when I first saw the name, I first saw the last 3 letters of what you said. Then I saw your name and I was like, oh, okay, I know who that is. Wait, what did he say? Like, oh. Okay, now I get it. But when I first saw the first 3 letters, or the last 3 words was the first thing I saw. That was a little scary for a second for me to turn back and see that. Like, oh. But anyway, the back should say Linux, see what I mean? No. That'd be funny, though. That would be funny. It's the best, especially the story. Yeah, Borderlands 2 is definitely the best. I'd say then Race the Sun would probably be 3rd, maybe. I like that game. Really good platformer. Really hard, too. Probably Portal, maybe, after that. And then I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's it. Will you be streaming over the holidays? Yes, I will, actually. A Story About My Uncle is a cool mechanic game. It's like a puzzler. I wouldn't say it's a top or favorite or anything, but it's cool. The visuals of the surrounding areas and all that other stuff, that's really cool. The character development, like the character visuals, are terrible. Other than that, it's a fantastic game. So check that one out if you want. Yes, the I is lowercase on purpose because if you go to linux.com, you'll see that the I is lowercase on that website. But I also did it because it kind of gives it a pop that normally wouldn't be there with just a straight line. It kind of makes it pop a little bit more than just the color. So it kind of just an extra design choice, really. But then I saw the Linux.com thing had it too, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, a very different way, and I don't like the way they did it, but I think it pops well with it this way. Da, 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 da. Anyway, Mark, I will be streaming next week. I will be streaming basically the same time. Well, I'll try to be on time. Same intended time. How about that? How about that? Why did I open that? I don't know why I opened that. I need to do some videos about like. Ooh, that's a question for you guys. Time is relative. Yep, time is relative. It's been 2 hours now, so that's 5.5, almost 6 hours of streaming. I'm going to go here, here, here. Oh, really? Then here? Oh, there you are. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, back to here. Discord. Why did I open this? Oh, yeah. What if you did it on the This Week in Linux 2? Huh. I haven't thought about it. The part that this you can't see me point really down here. You see the Linux part, like the down here part. That's a cutout, so the blue is actually not text. It's the background behind it. So it was just like a cutout approach. So I haven't thought about doing that. So maybe I'll work on it in the graphics and then like look at it, see if I like it or not. It's not a bad idea. So thank you for bringing that up because I'll definitely take a look at it. Send you something. Nice. Marry whatever you believe in. None of it, so makes it easy. Nice. Nice. Thank you. That is awesome. Yeah, definitely don't. If you're gonna do that, definitely don't give me the T-shirt. Don't do that. It's like that's way better. I need to actually. No. Don't open that. I didn't want you to open that. Stop it. What was I doing? How do I? Oh, okay, here. Unread. Cool. 2? Oh yeah, that. I gotta look at that. No, not GIMP. Thank you very much, Jansu. I appreciate it. I know I already said that, but in general, you know. What's that? That's twice now you've said wouldn't and dropped the D. The same way you were just saying. Wouldn't. Wouldn't. The way I say it normally, the normal way I say it is wouldn't. I'm not dropping it. Oh, you want me to say wouldn't. Wouldn't instead of wouldn't. Wouldn't. Hmm. Maybe it's because I've gotten used to dropping letters, and therefore I started dropping letters myself. Maybe. Or perhaps it's because of the region I am from. That's more than likely the thing. Although I've changed the way I speak, I have changed a lot from the basic default of the region because I don't like it. I think it's everywhere where you go today. Everywhere. Nowhere. Somewhere. Maybe. That's right. Why Linux and only Linux took over? Well, because there really wasn't anything that was like that. The open source kernel thing, Linux didn't have like it was more open than the rest, and it was also like kind of already there. Like there was licensing issues on all of them, except for Linux. So it's like it was just that the barrier to get into it for companies and stuff was a lot lower. So and also like GNU Herd didn't exist. Herd never existed until like a few years ago. Like you couldn't even use it until then. So like it was started really quickly. It had very little licensing limitations. Um, so it just kind of expanded. BSD had licensing problems for a very long time. And Unix has always been proprietary. Like the code is available to look at, but like it's a proprietary license. So like, and also BSD is like sort of Unix. I mean, technically it is, but like they had a licensing issue because of that too. They had to make their own license, which is even more open, but that license has not been around that long. So it's just the barrier to entry was much lower, much sooner than the rest. So once the momentum was built, it just took off. So I can explain some BSD stuff, but it depends on what you mean. I can tell you the differences. Like BSD is not one thing. Each particular distro of BSD is its own kernel, and it's a totally different thing. So when something is OpenBSD or FreeBSD, it doesn't mean they're actually compatible with each other. They're totally not because they have different kernels. Dragonfly BSD is actually a fork of FreeBSD, I think. So they actually have connection. TrueOS, weird name. That's a fork of FreeBSD as well, so they have connection, but not exactly. Like there's a little bit of incompatibility in some ways, but it is. All that good stuff. You're adding it back without realizing it. I'm adding what back? Like I added the D on purpose, if you're talking about the wouldn't thing. Because I did that on purpose to like listen to it. Because it actually works. Jansu, I don't remember what you were talking about. Oh, you're probably responding to the why Linux took over thing. Yeah. Probably. That too. My favorite thing about like the Linux community discussion stuff. I know this is like a really long tangent that like way long ago. Someone asked about the hate about Ubuntu. I don't know when that was. At least 2 hours ago. But there was this. It always makes me laugh about the hate of stuff. PCBSD is better. It's better than TrueOS. It's just not good. Neither one of them are good, but it is definitely better because one is very pretentious. Very pretentious. So anyway, there's this thing about the hate that the community has that is so weird and so interesting to me. And I just thought of something else I wanted to say that you hopefully you listen to after this, but because I hope I don't remember, I don't forget. Whatever. What am I saying? Anyway, so if you think about it, why is there hate towards Canonical? Well, it's because the Canonical made decisions that people don't like and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Why is there not hate towards Red Hat? You could say, well, Red Hat doesn't do that. Well, yeah, they do. A lot. A lot of stuff that people do not like. But Red Hat doesn't get the hate. If you think about it. Canonical makes Upstart. People get mad at Canonical. Red Hat makes Systemd. People don't get mad at Red Hat. They get mad at Systemd developers. That's weird. Canonical makes Mir. People get mad at Canonical. Red Hat is funding Wayland, and they took forever to do so until after Canonical did what they did, and no one pays attention to that. Canonical does stuff with the Windows subsystem for Linux thing, and Red Hat literally has a partnership, like a direct business-to-business partnership with Microsoft for .NET. It's just so weird that Canonical gets the hate that for things that Red Hat is kind of doing too, but just Red Hat gets like just, pass. It's just weird. Like if it was like both of them got hate equally, I'd be like, okay. Just one gets an exception and one doesn't. For the same stuff. It's pretty weird. But whatever. And also Systemd is like the most time people are mad at Systemd is ridiculous. Okay, I get it. Stop it. Red Hat makes Fedora. I just told you to stop it. What are you doing? What? I don't know. What? Weird. What is it? Doing it again? What do you... Stop it. You done now? All right, cool. Thanks. Weird. Stop it. I don't know. The notifications are popping up here, and I don't know why they keep popping up. Like I've cleared them out like 3 times, both on my devices, both in the applet. It just keeps going. It's weird. Well, it's on my phone and on my desktop, so it's doing, the double annoying thing. But whatever. Anyway, what I was saying is that systemd gets hate for the same reason that Linux doesn't get hate for. Like, people love Linux, the kernel, I mean, and they're like, systemd is monolithic and it's huge and it's blah blah. Like, Linux, the kernel, is huge and monolithic. Huh? How can you hate something for the same reason when you like something else that is exactly the same type of reasoning to not like it? Why do you make that distinction? Is so weird and dumb, because it's like, if you have like a technical issue with systemd, that's one thing. But if your only reason is monolithic and the size of it, it's like, why is one thing okay and one thing not okay? It's the same concept, but it's a different thing doing it. Like, why is that okay? Pick one. I know. Haters keep on hating. Bias does what bias does, yeah. Same thing basically, but yeah. I don't mind people having a bias or having an opinion or whatever. Like, I didn't give you my opinion on systemd. I didn't give you my opinion on Ubuntu or anything. I'm just saying that there are, like, if you're gonna not like something, at least have a reason to not like it. Like, I actually like systemd. I'll go ahead and tell you, I like systemd. Because one, it's easier to use. It's easier to use. It's more like simplistically syntaxed. It's got things that are, set to, they're more efficient. It's got some things that are bad, sure. Everything does. But it's also unavoidable. So, like, why do people bother with it? Like, why do you hate it? It's unavoidable. I don't know. So, like, the one thing is the argument that it's too much, it's monolithic, it does too much, whatever. It's way better to do the Unix approach or the POSIX approach or whatever you want to call it, where there's one thing, it does one thing well, and it doesn't, and then you put all these. When you get into a certain point, doing one thing and doing it well is not enough, because then you have thousands of those one things that you're dependent on, and then one breaks, and your canopy that's being held up by thousands of little ropes starts to just crumble. And in some cases, depending on how severe that one thing was, the whole thing could just fall. Like the argument is bad, so you should feel bad, or whatever that meme is. It's like, and it's funny because people were like, hate it, and it's like, I hate systemd. But you can't avoid it. Just get over yourself. It's like, yeah, you can avoid it on the desktop, but if you are a sysadmin, you have no choice. It's every distro that is ever used for server stuff. It has it. Enjoy. I mean, systemd uses files. It's there's a slight tweak to that, though. Some like compressed files, but still, I mean, kinda. Yeah, but so what? If one thing breaks, you fix it. Then it's not broken anymore. Whatever. If something breaks, you breaks. Whatever. It's the same thing. A break is a break. No one wants a break. But when you have a break on something that is doing a lot of things, and then also maintained and then can be fixed. Great. But what if you have one that is, one of those 1,000 things is not working because it was abandoned and no one cares about it, but you still rely on it. But you can't do anything about it unless you manage it yourself and fix it yourself, and then you start taking over the project. That's a mess. That's just a mess. Welcome to the stream, Roman. Bitcoin to moon? I don't know what that means. Oh. Okay, I know what it means. No. Yeah, you can buy magazines with computers on the covers. With the Pi Zero and stuff. Man, really? Stop it. How often does catastrophic failure happen on a system? It depends. Not often. Okay, I get it, phone. Stop it. Really? What is doing that? I might have fixed it. I don't know. This is my phone. And this is my Nexus 6, actually. My Nexus 6, if you can hear me. I don't know. There you go. All right, cool. Now load it up. This podcast app. Click OK. Now, gonna listen to some Destination Linux. Hey, what just happened? Did you see? Did you see it? It died. For no apparent reason. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Phones just die because they're terrible. If you're wondering, yes, I do hate this phone. Let's make a phone that dies when you try to do anything. Perfect. Huh. Harry, I don't know. Is it okay that I use bash instead of schmoting? I don't know. Not done it. I just give it permission. Like bash tac C or something? Shouldn't technically make a difference. Maybe it would. Social D. Yes. We're going to totally make that. Everybody's going to be forced to be using Mastodon and Diaspora. Which one is it? I have no idea. Yeah, Jacob, it's cool to. I agree. Like when I started using Linux, I didn't have a choice. But it's really nice to see when it's a lot easier now. The more we know, the less we understand. Yes, I agree with that completely. It's easy to understand something if you focus on it and only worry about that. When you start learning about more things, it's hard. You start losing the understanding of everything because you gotta first learn of it, learn about it, learn it, understand it, and then I don't know, become a guru of it. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. It could have been a good quote, and then I ruined it. The lock screen, I never heard that issue. That's probably a software bug, though. Mine's a battery bug. If I do anything on the power, it'll work fine. If I do it on I didn't want to say guru, actually. I just couldn't think of anything else. I didn't want to say expert either. ZSH is good. I like it. It's got a lot of nice extras, like wait, is that fish? Am I thinking of fish? Oh, whoa. I can't remember which one I'm thinking of now. It's been too long. I've been streaming too much to remember it all, so we'll just go with that. Either one is fine. How about that? I got this phone for $35. And this one for like $400. You know what's weird? The $400 one turned itself off again. $35 one works fine. Well, not really. There's some. It's kind of slow. Overall, though. Here's a Nexus. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. No, that's not Okay. Okay. So here you go. Here you go. Weigh in. Welcome to the stream. So, This is a Nexus 5. Now, as I showed you, Nexus 6, crap. Nexus 5, crap. Different bug. Power button don't work. Power button is broken. It's lodged on, so it will just randomly turn itself on and off. Like it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. This one might. This is a Nexus 5 again. See, two crappy things. And it's going to power on. Hey, look, it just powered off. And powered on again. Because it's crap. Because the Nexus line that Google's like, oh, we care about it. No, they're garbage. They're crap phones. They crap. So, Nexus 5, a Nexus 5, crap. Nexus 6, crap. Different reason, still crap. Still crap. Now, I'm not sure this is going to work. I can't do that. Anyway. So. Those phones suck. And they suck for different reasons, but they suck. And I'm going to try to fix them. But they're terrible. Now, here's the most... Why? Don't say crap so much. Why? That's not a fine word. Weird. Anyway. So here's the other thing. This is the thing that annoys me the most. This is an iPhone. It's an iPhone 3G, the second iPhone ever made. It still works. It still works. It still works. So here we go. Answer your question. Okay, I got to ask, why do you keep buying them then? Well, I don't. I bought one of these. The other one is my brother's, broke the exact same way. He just gave me the phone because he didn't care, and he went and got an iPhone. So mine's broken. His is broken. So I got two because they broke in the same way. He gave them to me because I was like, maybe I'll try to fix it. I've tried multiple times. The only thing I haven't done is taking it apart, which I will do finally. The Nexus 6 is just like, was the replacement for my 5. And then it went to crap too. Because it actually only went to crap like 3 weeks ago or so, something like that. I don't know, somewhere around there. I bought this a year ago for $35 because it was on sale for $35. I was like, how good of a phone could you get for $35? Surprisingly good, actually. Like, this phone is pretty good. It's old software and everything too. But LG puts a lot of their effort. They put a lot of effort even on their lower end phones. Like this thing's like, if you got the normal price, it was like $100. That's still a really cheap phone, and it's got like a lot of like care put into it. It's weird. It's even got like the whole custom like back button thing. Like, oh, and it's got the little double touch turn on thing. You know, like it's impressive for $35. Anyway, no, I don't have a working phone right now because that thing has got it's got to be on the charger. So, and that thing I just have to play with. So no, I don't. Fun days, right? Fun days. Ancient Nexus 4. Does a Nexus 4 have a removable battery? I have no idea if it does or not. Does it? LG G4. I use a Samsung S8 Plus. Yeah, that's a nice phone. Samsung makes good phones now. I have an S2 as well. Broken. Not mine either. Most of the stuff I have is not mine. I took possession of broken things because I want to try to fix them and see if I can. So, people's stuff breaks, I take it and try to fix it. I have this because they were going to throw it away anyway. It wasn't mine. The iPhone, I mean. Oh. To prove that I take stuff that is broken just so... in general, I don't know. See, this one is a iPhone 3GS. This one's super broken. So yeah, it doesn't have okay, not easy, not removable. Okay, basic soldering skills is not easy to replace. Not incredibly difficult, but not easy. I'm watching this stream on 5 times. On a 5 times. That's a thing? 5x. Oh! The Nexus 5x. Okay. Wow. Wow. I thought you were watching it at speed 5 times. Like, wow. Woo! It's late. I've been streaming for a while. It's getting to me. Still have an Android from 2012. Still works. I have like 5 apps on my phone. I use the phone as a phone, not a mini computer. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of people do it. I'm at the point where I don't care about my phone anymore. I don't care about the latest and best phone or whatever. I just like whatever. That's why I'm considering using this thing, this $35 one, because like whatever. I don't care. Welcome to the stream, SiphonX. And yeah, that happens. I was told that I should install MX16 like a couple months ago. And I was like, I'm going to wait till MX17 comes out. And then today, the same guy was like, hey, you going to try MX17? I was like, I guess now that I said I would. It's like, I suppose so. I suppose so. You actually said it right. Oh, the SiphonX thing? Nice. Nice. I like to try to like say people's names. Sometimes I get it. Sometimes I just destroy it and not remotely close. Why is there so much hatred towards the iPhone in the Linux community? It's just me that sees that. Oh, it's because of Apple. That's it. It doesn't matter. iPhone or not. It's just Apple. And to be fair, the new iPhone is terrible. That stupid notch is the dumbest design choice imaginable. Just awful. But their old phones were good. They looked fine. They worked fine. Especially the iPhone 4 with that like metal side. The antenna thing was a problem, but like the shape was nice. So people didn't like it because it's Apple and screw Apple because Apple. That's pretty much why people don't like it. Like I don't really care. I don't care what people use. In terms of phones, you don't really have that much option. If the Librem 5 comes out, I will definitely get one. Especially if it's cheaper than they think it will be. Of course, that won't be in for another year and a month, at least. So, my next phone must have a replacement battery, an SD card slot, and a headphone jack. Yeah. You know, it's annoying. $35. Headphone jack, replacement battery, and SD card. But like the lower phones have it. The more high-end, super expensive phones, all that's doing is extra crap. Columbo Way, welcome to the stream. Which terminal emulator do you like best? I prefer Yaquake. It's a drop-down terminal for Plasma, KDE Plasma. And you can see it here. Yes, it does have to have sound effects. Whenever I buy an iPhone, it always overshadowed by the newer iPhone very shortly after. I mean, that's true too. I mean, they make a new phone every year, so it doesn't really matter. And that when I said that phone works, it technically does work and turn on, and you could use it as a phone, but nothing else. Like all the apps are terrible and things itself is terrible, but it functionally works. Software is bad, but it works. Technically, at least it turns on, right, and stays on. How many different $15 Android phones does it take to get a decent $15 phone that lasts 2 years? There's no such thing as a decent $15 phone. The G4 has a removable battery. Oh, that's a good one. Make a phone out of the Raspberry Pi. Someone actually did do that. There is a Raspberry Pi modification thing. Hate towards iPhone because everything is closed and blocked, which is an opposite of freedom in the computing, which is the opposite. Oh, okay. Kinda, yeah. But hating the phones themselves, I can understand why someone would hate the phones. Hating someone else because they use that phone is ridiculous. They're like Apple fanboys and stuff. I'm like, stop it. Stop it. Wake up, sheeple. Stop it. Jacob, I think they did mention the switches, yeah. Well, not the switches, but they did say there was going to be like power buttons or something. That like I think there will be switches in general, but they did say it's going to be possible. I don't know if it's a software thing or a hardware thing, but they did say it will be possible to turn off stuff. Terminator is good. I like Terminator. Tilix is also pretty cool. Tilix is a tiling terminal emulator, and that's cool. That's key. Thoughts on Ubuntu ports, Ubuntu Touch. Whew. I like UB. Whoa, I said Ubuntu ports, UB ports. Anyway, whatever. I like it. I'm glad they're doing it. It's not really usable right now, I don't think. There's a lot of like updates that are kind of saying that the basic stuff don't work that well. Like sometimes the phone stuff isn't reliable, and it's like that's kind of important. And I agree with that. If the phone doesn't cost that much in the first place, it's not a big deal if it breaks. That's what I'm thinking about it, yeah. When would you hate a person for their choice? It's just wrong. It happens. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. A lot of people. Especially in like internet in general. Like, you know, you disagree with me for some reason that makes me hate you kind of thing. Like that's happens so much. Um, the sad thing is, face to face, these people do not do that because they do it in an anonymity thing, or they do it in a keyboard warrior thing, where if you meet them face to face, they're not going to do that. Even if you meet them on webcam, they're not going to do that. Like seeing someone's face, there's a different interaction because of that. It's, who knows? Who knows? Siphonix, I do programming, yes. Mostly web programming, but some Python stuff as well. Mostly web. But not as much as I used to. Yeah, Terminator tiles. I forgot about that, yeah. That's true. I wish people would treat others on the internet like they would normally, just in meeting people. It's like there's no reason. Jacob, yes, I am 6'4". Why do you know that? But yes, I am. News OS is what I want to put on my tablet, which is 5 years old, but it will not work. Oh, that's true. Yeah, because of the old stuff. They don't keep up to date with some stuff like that. Save some height for the rest of us. I'll try. But yeah, why do you even know that? That's weird. Because I don't stand on my stream or anything, so he's like, no, you can tell. And the camera is like too small for you to see like my height in comparison to the rest of the stuff. So it's interesting. I might. But it's being specific that way. That's more interesting. Saying you're a tall person. You know, yeah, that's true. But like the exact number, that's interesting. Ha! What's up, Lale? Welcome to the stream. It's been a while, dude. I have my ways. Oh, I mentioned it on an older thing. Oh, okay. Cool. You know what's funny? Being tall, a lot of people think it's a great thing. Remember me from that Spatry comment. I remember your name. I think that's why I got it right the first time. But I don't remember why exactly. But a lot of people think that being tall is great. Are you talking about my dogs? Were they barking or something? I got sidetracked again. And in some cases, being tall is nice. And sometimes it's also... I was saying I remember you from the mumble. Oh, yeah, the Spatry's mumble. Okay, yes. I totally remember that now. I went by multiple names there, but so I don't know which one. Being tall is great in certain cases, and it's also really annoying. So I don't know if I'd rather be average height at like 5'10", 5'11" or so, or 6 foot maybe. But the amount of times you bang your head on stuff, way too much. Way too much. I have to when I take my dogs out every day, when I go down the stairs to take them out, I have to duck so I don't hit my head on the ceiling. Because like the way the house is built, it's like I'll just hit my head on it. I don't like that. And sometimes I still hit my head. It still happens. Really annoying. But, whatever. But what's funny is that I am at the height where I'm tall, but not like super tall. So I'm at the borderline tallest of the not tall, shortest of the tall. It's like right where I swear, like right there. So, like when I was trying to get a motorcycle for the first time, I had to get a bike that would fit me for my height. And I was at the maximum height for this bike that I wanted. Like the absolute max. Like, oh, so close. It's perfect. I'll take it. But there's also other things that are annoying, I want to record videos standing in front of my bookcase for my set or my wall or whatever. I need a tripod. I need an extra large tripod to fit me in the frame. So it's got to go up to at least my height, but they don't really make those, so you have to get an extra custom, you have to specifically look for really tall tripods. Whoa, my bad on that one. And then also the same thing with the light stands. They got to be really tall. All this stuff. 5 feet, good things come in good packages. That's true. There you go. Broke my headset. I've not bought a new one. You need to do that. But it's good to talk to you. It's been a while. Either way. Which bike? I don't know if I'm tall or not because of metric. I don't know exactly. I'm like 193 centimeters or something. Something like that. 193, 194, somewhere around there. Which bike? It was a Kawasaki Ninja. Arca OS. I've never actually heard of that, so I don't know. Did you try for a basketball scholarship? No. So here's the thing. Because I said I'm the tallest of the shortest of the tall, not really that helpful in basketball. So in my high school, I was the tallest up until my senior year. Then one guy was like 6'6", so he became tallest. But anyway, so I played forward and center and stuff. When you go that from there to like college, you'll meet people who are like 6'10", 7 foot, stuff like that. Nowhere near. I'm nowhere near that. So, 422. All right, sure, why not? So it's like not really that practical. Although I could play every position, and I did. When I still played, I don't play anymore. But when I did, I played center and point guard and everything in between. My brother's actually a really good basketball player too. He's a very good shooter, like very good, and I'm good, like all arounder. Like I'm a good shooter. I'm good at defense and like setting up plays and playmaker stuff. But he's way better shooter. So like his percentage at shooting is way higher. Okay. So 194 is basically the same. So you would be considered tall then, yes. I always ask people who are tall to get me stuff up the shelf when I go to grocery. They hate it. I actually do it as well. I don't ask people. I get people. People ask me that, and I'm fine with it. And I do it no problem because I'm a nice person. I don't have a problem with it. Tall-ish. Yeah, you're in the same space I am. We're short tall, sort of. That's not really. That doesn't make any sense, but basically the same. Used to have GPX 750. Nice. Mine was I think it was a 650. Not a 7. It was a 650. And I also actually had a 250 and then a 650. 250 was fun. 250 is fun. People like to give crap to people who ride bikes because you're like, you're 250? No, 250 is fun. They're super nimble. They're tons of like control. So fun. If I got another one, I would get like a 300 or a 350 and just be done with it. I don't care about the power. The fun of it is way better. But anyway, so this has been a like 6-hour stream, 6.5-hour stream, maybe more. I don't know. I have not edited a single thing. I need to eat something because I haven't eaten today at all either. It's not Gnome. It's Gnome Num. Gnome Num. You're welcome. Gnome Num. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get some food, and I will see you next week, or actually in a few minutes, like 30 minutes or so, for the other stream that I'm gonna do. Because why not? Why not just keep streaming? Just stream forever. Except not, because that's crazy. I'm not going to do that. I actually do want to do like a 24-hour stream just see if I can do it. I don't think I'll be able to. I think I'll pass out really quick. But I'll try. Not now. Some point. Maybe. Who knows? 6 hours anywhere else. Exactly. Marathon streaming. 6 hours. Actually, 6+ hours. I don't know exactly when I started. It was like at least 6 hours, probably 6.5 hours, maybe even 7. I don't know. I don't know. But guaranteed 6. Gnome, num, 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 num. I like it. Stream on the shower. I already took a shower, so I don't have to. Priorities. Good genome. Nice. I like that too. Sounds good. Gnome gnome flows better though. Gnome gnome flows. So that's why I like it. What is the other stream? Rocco, actually. So go to tuxdigital.com/BigDaddyLinux. And that is Rocco's channel. And his stream will be there. Why would I give you that? Why would I make that? Because it's easier for me to tell you to go to tuxdigital.com/BigDaddyLinux. And it's also constantly promoting myself. Because I do that. tuxdigital.com. Yep. Anyway. Yeah. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Go eat. Yeah. Yep. Thanks for coming to the stream, everybody. And also, if you are new to the stream, feel free to subscribe. And by stream, I mean channel. You know, it's late. I've been streaming for a while. I'm not used to doing it for that long. Usually just like 3 hours max. Anyway. So, let's not worry about it. Anyway, subscribe. Thanks for coming to the stream. Anna, I will think about it. The answer is no, but you're there. You go. Anyway, thanks for coming, and see you next time. Actually, see you in a few minutes if you want. TuxDigital.com/BigDaddyLinux. Also, join the Telegram group, TuxDigital.com/Telegram. Discord, TuxDigital.com/Discord. I will be in all of those forever. That's a strong statement to make, but yeah. I mean, I run it, right? So, like, of course, as long as it exists. Anyway. Yeah. Thanks for the nice morning. You're welcome. And thank you for coming to the stream and stuff and helping continue this ridiculously long stream so that I have things to talk about because people continue to discuss things with me, and that's fantastic. If it was just me by myself, the first time I ever did a stream, I was by myself for like an hour, I think, and I was just talking random nothing. Nobody was there. It was the video is still live. I don't know if it was an hour actually. It's not live. It's unlisted technically, but like whatever. I don't know how long it was actually. It was a significant amount of time I was just streaming, and then someone showed up, and it just like, and then I got hooked to doing live streams, and then I started doing the show on a live stream, and then now here we are today. That's the history of the channel. Sort of. Anyway, you hear? No, man. Nah. I don't want to say that. I do say y'all though. Because that's, I am from that region, so it's okay. But, anyway. Resettled the coil on my Wacom. Is it Wacom or Wacom? I'm pretty sure it's Wacom, but I want it to be Wacom. So, like, it's like the sound of Pac-Man. Wacom, Wacom. Anyway. That's a tangent. See ya. Thanks for coming to stream. See you if you want to go to tuxdigital.com/BigDaddyLinux. Bye.